Daisy Kart World is finally here! I can't wait to play, it's gonna be so good! Wait, where's Daisy?
Where the fuck is Daisy?
Is it worth buying a Switch 2 for $500 to play Daisy Kart World? Plus an additional $500 because I made 2 pre-orders and forgot to cancel one of them? Yes! And no. Daisy Kart World is worth $80 the same way a new fighting game is worth full price, in that you need a fundamental understanding of its mechanics to vibe with the core gameplay. If you don't want this game to feel like a scam, then you need to master the new grinding, multi-tricking, and wall riding. Out of all the new additions in World, these are the most subtle yet significant ones. These accessible movement techniques allow the car to jump, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. They add so many stylish and expressive ways to race across a course, while being approachable enough for intermediate players to experiment with, simultaneously lowering the skill floor and raising the skill ceiling for this game, cementing World as the most in-depth competitive Daisy Kart. The online still sucks ass though. I don't expect to ever have fun playing a Nintendo game online, but I've never had a game actively scream at me not to use the internet more than Daisy Kart World. If you want to play with friends online, you're gonna need 24 friends. Because in the 8 years this game has been in development, it never occurred to them to put in a party system like literally every online multiplayer game ever, including Nintendo ones! The only 2 ways to game with the homies are to form a private lobby or sit there and wait for them to finish their current match so you can electronically harass them. Unless you want to play Knockout Tour, where you can't duo to get that #1 victory royale, despite this Battle Royale-esque mode being clearly and perfectly designed for online. Battle mode doesn't let you choose between Balloon Battle and Corn Runners, and getting a traditional 3-lap race in Grand Prix is like going for a 5-star in a gacha game. Literally the only game mode without bullshit online issues is Time Trial, which is where all the new advanced techniques really shine. But none of that will justify the $80 price point for a casual audience who likely already own 8 Deluxe. I don't give a fuck though, because everyone is here! Except for Funky Kong. Daisy Kart World has the most insanely goofy roster ever in the series. First of all, you get to play as Daisy, which is just crazy! Plus, you get to play as Conktor. That's my boy Conktor! Love Conktor. Rocky Wrench? Wow, I haven't seen him since the divorce. He looks so happy. Without me. And Cataquack! Who I haven't unlocked in my 50 hours of playtime because of Kamek and his stingy gacha gaming ass. Kamek is the worst designed thing in Daisy Kart history. On the surface, he's just an item that spawns in track hazards to make the race a little wacky, but the true evil of Kamek lies in character unlocks. If I want my ex Rocky Wrench back in my life, I have to be transformed into him by Kamek, but not if I use the item, no. Somebody behind me in the race has to use it for me to unlock him. And even then, I'd have to be positioned in the middle of the track and on the proper course. Otherwise, I might get someone I don't want, like Charging Cuck, who's Rocky Wrench's new roommate and my former childhood best friend. This shit is the most asinine method to unlock characters in any game I've ever played. And I've played Skylanders and gacha games. But hey, at least Cow is available from the start, and I'd say the inclusion of Cow alone completely justifies the price of this game. And then the exclusion of any Cow outfits completely dejustifies it. Being able to dress Daisy in all these cute outfits is simply amazing! There's Swimsuit Daisy, Vacation Daisy, and Oasis Daisy, which isn't cultural appropriation by the way, Nintendo just forgets to add her melanin sometimes. Eating food to change clothes is fun and quirky, but not every character gets an outfit, and since they're location-based, trying to unlock all of them ultimately devolves into camping out at Yoshi's and switching between everyone on the roster to grind it out. This and many other unorthodox design decisions in the game are really just a consequence of the open world part of Daisy Kart World. Free roam. Being able to drive wherever you want. This is the big game changer of Daisy Kart World, but there isn't much that's game-changing about it. This was a mode made for single player, evident by the fact that all the content is turned off when you split screen, which you can only do by setting up a lobby and wireless and online play for some reason. Trying to play this game is like trying to cancel Adobe subscription, I swear. And as someone who grew up playing multiplayer games alone, Free roam is easily the most hours I've put into a Daisy Kart game. Most people are likely to drop this mode after trying it once. The way Daisy Kart tries to differentiate itself from other open world games is often baffling or detrimental to other modes. The intermission tracks and Grand Prix that result from the interconnected free roam map are pretty novel at first, but are annoying once you realize that they take up 2 out of the 3 laps for each race, when 1 to 3 feels like the ideal ratio. The question blocks encourage you to experiment with the game's movement, and each P-switch mission offers short little challenge courses, but progression would just feel too natural if the game rewarded players with outfits, vehicles, or characters for collecting them, or exploring the world in general. No. It obviously makes more sense to give the players sticker decals that are barely visible during normal gameplay instead. Adoy. My only guess as to why the collectibles are this ass is that the developers want the more enticing rewards to be unlockable by players who aren't interested in this mode, so they compromise with methods that work in both racing and free roam. This is why outfits are obtained by eating Burger King, and carts are acquired by collecting coins. Kamek doesn't follow this theory though, because he's fucking stupid. He keeps turning everyone into my exes. Just let me move on, please! It's not as sloppy as other open worlds, but free roam just lacks spice. With the Switch 2's emphasis on online play, it would have been cool if we could place our own question blocks or create courses from the open world, a la Luigi's Balloon World and Daisy Kart Home Circuit. But despite the many flaws free roam has, it's still the only reason I have more than 5 hours in Daisy Kart World. That's because of one glorious feature: photo mode. And the soundtrack. If you are not a fan of photo mode in video games, then you do not deserve human rights. Daisy Kart World is easily the most fun I've ever had taking photos. The lack of fancy filters and the ability to control lighting, weather, color, and etc. may limit the scope of potential pics. But I like how these limitations keep it simple, fast, and force you to be creative to get good photos. There are so many hazards and landmarks scattered across the open world that offer quick snapshot opportunities and ensure that something will always catch your eye while exploring. The candid nature of World's photography adds an intrinsic naturalism to each photo taken and really distinguishes it from the family portrait feel of other photo modes. But what really ties this together is the ability to change character poses and have them look at the camera. Every character has at least 6 different poses, and some alternate outfits even have unique ones. Of course I'm gonna unlock all the characters and outfits because I want more poses when taking pictures. I don't know why the stickers can't be used in photo mode though. That's probably one of the biggest fumbles of all time. Poses open up so many ways to spice up or salvage a photo op. You can even make characters do stuff without the cart. Like, how'd I get some of this shit? Plus, you get to listen to one of the greatest soundtracks in human history while doing it. See, Daisy Kart World is really just an $80 album with 300 plus tracks of straight up jams and impossibly insane remixes of classic Daisy songs. They gave the underground theme Riz. They made Baby Park into EDM. When you listen to Vancouver Velocity for the first time, your dick will ascend to the heavens and angels will give you glorious head. If you don't plan on getting this game, then at least listen to this soundtrack on YouTube, because they didn't put a jukebox in this game for some reason. So, is Daisy Kart World worth it? Well, it depends on what you expect from it. If you just want a racing game to play at parties or gatherings, 8 Deluxe has way more course and bang for your buck. But if you love competitive Daisy Kart, or you're a sexy photo mode enjoyer like me, then this game is worth every cent. And as time goes on, it will only get bigger and better with some hopefully free content updates. Just as long as they don't add any more of my toxic exes. Oh, come!